So,
Yeah, I agree. So,
okay. So, hi everybody. This is Elizabeth. I'm an artist and a consultant, and I'm here today with Ole-Arvid Liodden, who is a coach working out of Norway. Maybe you can say a little bit about yourself, Ole.
yes, hello, Elizabeth, and hello, everybody. Yeah, my name is Ole. I work as a coach. Normally, I started out as a sales coach, helping people, helping companies to increase their sales and getting new clients. But I see that coaching and a lot of the techniques, the tips, the way we grow can be used at different several parts of our lives. So my main passion is helping people to increase and think new thoughts and connect with their inspiration, their passion, and actually create more of the things they want in their life, both professionally, in their job, and other areas as well. So that's my
Okay,
passion.
great,
I'm happy that I can
great.
live from and by my passion.
That's amazing, and thank you so much also for being here for this interview. And maybe you can also tell a little bit about how you started. How did you start doing this?
Yeah. I think 15 years ago, I was working as a key account manager in a big phone company here in Norway. And I got a Christmas gift with a lot of things tanked up, an iPad with personal development stuff. And one of the main reasons that I read and listened and learned about was the uh, goal setting and how we actually can create more of the results we want if we have a crystal clear picture of the desired outcome of the result of the future that we want to create. So that was how I started to implement this for myself to test, because I read so much about it, I heard so much about it. If I had a goal, I will increase the possibilities to reach it with bomb 10x or something. And I was not sure if it was true, but I thought, what if it's true? That if I have a clear picture in my mind, in my heart, of what I want to achieve, then it will double, triple, quadruple the possibility to achieve it. So I started setting goals for myself. And when I start setting goals, I also become more conscious about what I wanted and also what I didn't want. So that was kind of start of this journey. And after some years, I started my own companies or my own company and helping others to do the same. So that was the way it started. I started getting interested in personal development. What's the possibilities for us as a human being? What can I create? And
Yeah.
how can I create? And how can I share this to others? Others also can create more of the life and the experiences and the results that they want. So that was the beginning.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I met you was at Hengla Media when I worked there, when you were our coach there.
Yeah.
And I think it was very inspiring for me also to learn some of these techniques, just to help me do all the things that I had to do every day there. And there, I think we did a lot of calls every day. So I also saw that it was very important for me to know why was I doing this, and what is it that I want to achieve, and to be very intentional about that.
Yeah.
And you also taught us a bit of using visualization. You use visualization a lot, right? And can you tell us a little bit about that
Yeah.
and how you use
I,
that?
I normally say that if we don't are able to see a picture and can describe the result we want, it's impossible to get there. And I mean, so many people don't have a clear image of about what we want to create. It's almost like when you get into your cars and going to a place you've never been before, then it's normal to put on your GPS or at least have a map, like we did in the old days. But if you go into your car, you don't have a destination, you don't have a direction where they're heading. Boom! How in the world are we be able to get there, right? So this is the same in our life, in our work or career or all areas of life. If we can't describe, if we can't imagine ourselves the result we want, then it will be very, very hard to get there. I will say it's impossible to get there. And then visualization, close your eyes, close my eyes, and see the results, see the destination, see the direction, see the different parts on its way, it helps. It helps the subconscious mind, it helps the conscious mind to be more aware, to see things more clearly, to increase your consciousness about both the desired future, but also the steps you have to take to be able to get there. So visualization is, for me, the most powerful technique I use, and I use that in almost every coaching sessions I have, some way or another. I use some kind of visualization. It could be a short one, just 30 seconds, 1 minute, or 10 minutes, or half an hour. It doesn't matter, but some kind of visualization to see and to search inwards, to find the answers, find the pictures, find the words, find the images. Yeah.
I also think it's interesting because for a long time we talk about purpose also, knowing why you're doing things is very important as well. And to have that picture of where you're going. Maybe you also can talk a little bit to that side of the purpose and the, knowing why you're doing something.
Yeah. A lot of famous quotes and books wrote about start with why, in Simon Sinek, for instance, and a lot of these things about the why, the motivation, and that's very important, because I think that if somebody else put a goal on us and we don't understand, or we don't have a view, a picture, an understanding of why we are going there, it's very hard to find the motivation. Because I think the motivation, I don't like the word motivation either. I like the word inspiration. It means come from the inside. It means that my thoughts, my emotions, my words, and my actions are all aligned in the same direction. So there is an alignment with the whole me, my thoughts, my emotions, my words, my everything, towards this goal. And there I find my inspiration, and the inspiration is the emotions that I will get when I get there, right? Because if I don't believe that I have it already, and I believe that I will be happy or lucky or inspired or happy, satisfied when I get there, it means that I'm looking for a feeling, an emotion, an experience. And for me then is to tap into what is that experience telling me, what's the emotions, what's the what would it look like or feel like to be there. And that's why I mean the why, the reason why should I get up in the morning, do meditation, do my workout, pick up the phone, start calling clients or have meetings with clients, if I don't know why I'm doing it? I'm wasting my time, I'm wasting my life. So let's focus on the things that give us a good a good feeling, a good emotion, that give us inspiration and happiness and joy.
Yeah. And there's also, of course, a little bit of neuroscience in here, and how the brain works. And I know you also know quite a bit about this, so maybe you can tell us a little bit about how this all works in our head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's deep, and most people don't believe in this. So I actually bought a cradle myself, a physical cradle, because our stupid ego mind only understand what it can see. And a lot of these things we can't see them, but in neuroscience they are been proving about this quantum mechanics and this everything is light and all this stuff. I love this. I use a lot of time on this, but a very short version is actually Newton's third law. Newton described how this universe is working 300 years ago, and he said every action has an equal and opposite reaction. So every thought I send out, because thought is electrical impulses that we are sending out. Same with our emotions, same with our words, and same with our actions. So all these things, we are sending them out, and they get received by something. It could be by you or the listeners here or the viewers here, or something else, and they get reflected back to me. So every action I have, every thought, every emotion, every word, and every action are being sent out from me, and has an equal in amount and opposite in direction reflection, reaction back. So when I know what I want to create, I think about it, I talk about it, I feel good emotions about it, and I do actions about it, then I'm sending all my energy in the direction where I will get the reflection of the energy I put out. So very short, very briefly, and this Newton's cradle are describing this is a bowl where I put the balls up and I let go of them. Boom, they clink the other ones and they go up on the other side, and this continues forever. So it's like boom, boom, boom. We are just receiving feedback all the time, reflections on our own thoughts, emotions, words, and actions.
And I think also, it comes very much across when we talk about something and we believe in it.
Yeah.
As opposed to if you talk about something and you don't actually believe it or you're not confident in it. And I think that also will reflect back to you, right?
If you don't believe, it means that you believe you're lacking, and then it's the lacking that you're sending out. So this is very, very deep, and we could talk about this for days, actually,
or ages.
to be honest.
But yeah,
because this
of
is
course,
deep,
I've also
but
asked.
you're right, Elizabeth. I think to believe or have real faith in this, and to really, really believe that you're able to achieve your goals is one of the main things we have to understand and we have to create for ourselves. I have a book in my bookshelf, The Power of Beliefs. Is also a famous neuroscientist, a doctor actually, who wrote a book about how our own beliefs change our chemistry in our body and changes everything.
Mm. Yeah, and I think these are also some of the things that you taught us, Tegner, and also you've been my coach for years, also have taught me, is that, if you see it in your mind's eye first, then it's easier for you to believe it. Because, or if you put pictures in front of you, you cut out pictures, you think this is where I want to go. Yeah. Because your left side, it's the left side, right? That's the creative side.
Yeah.
Or it's the right side,
Right side. Yeah.
That's connected to the left side of the body. Yeah. Anyway, is believes images. It doesn't know the difference between an image and the real thing.
No, it's actually more like our subconscious mind actually doesn't understand what is real or just an imagination. And to be honest, I don't know myself either what's real or not, because it's only my own beliefs that I experience, right? So when we see things, when we visualize things, and when we see the image of the things we want, it's like we trick our subconscious mind. It's like tricking the subconscious mind so it believes it because it sees it.
Yeah. So this was about a year ago when I came to you. I had an idea. I wanted to start for myself. I wanted to, make paintings of this with people, their goals and things. And I think you encouraged me and you said that, you would like me to make a painting for you. Can you explain a little bit what you wanted to be in that painting and why?
Yeah. I remember that. And I kind of ask you a question and encourage you when you was ready. So I think you were talking about, are you, Elizabeth, able to see your desired future? Why don't you paint it? Why don't you create an image of your desired future? I think it was something like that.
Yeah.
And then we came across this idea that, oh, of course. And then you asked me or give me an offer if you could paint my picture, my view, my desired result, my desired future, the things I am concerned about or what I want to create or something like that. So then we started this process because when we see our goals in front of us as often as possible, it's like, boom, our subconscious mind is working all the time. So when we have our goals in a visible sight, it affects us even though we're not aware of it.
Yeah.
So I love that idea. So we started, I gave you some images of things that I wanted. I have some tattoos on my body too. I have even imprinted goals or things that are important to me, these words and pictures, images of my inspiration, things I want to create. So I send you some of them and what's important for me. I like my motorbike. I like freedom. I like joy. I like to create something. I like to lift and increase the consciousness of other people. So I gave you a lot of ideas, images, things that are important to me. And then you started to make some sketches. I don't know the English word, but you start some drawing.
Sketches. Yeah.
Yeah, sketches. And we had some back and forth, and you came up with some really good ideas. And I love colors, so I think I also gave you some ideas about my favorite colors. I like orange. It's like flame. It's like power. It's like very powerful colors. Green, like the
Yeah.
heart. It's nature. It's growth. Um, Almost everything in the nature that's growing, trees, flowers. Green is a nice flower for growth. So all of this created in a painting, or actually for me two paintings that I can flip sides because they fits together either way.
On both sides. Yeah.
That's
Maybe you
beautiful.
can show us the painting a little bit now, just because I don't see the full picture in the
Yeah.
picture.
Here is the left or the right, doesn't matter. It's time. I love watches. That's one reason. I love nice watches, but also this about time. This smiley face on the clock when it's 2:10 is like taking the moment. Like this moment is everything. So be present here now. It's my motorcycle, my bike running away. It's me in front of people lifting other people's up. It's heaven. It's yellow. This all these nice colors. These trees. It's a lot of things in it, and it's growth with these seeds that are growing, and also the images, but also words, because we think in terms of words. We talk in terms of words. And combine these words with the images makes it even more powerful, because this is powerful.
Yeah.
Words. It's freedom, it's growth, it's joy, it's happiness, it's gratitude down here. It's all kind of powerful, expressive words that means a lot to me.
Yeah.
And so this is both professionally with helping other people. So this is I see clients. I see my clients where I lift them. I hold them. I help them. I serve them. And here also more from my family. So it also says thank you, and it's me protecting my kids, my family, and it's about love and to give and who I am. I am freedom, free to be whoever I want to be. So this is, I think, it's both sides. It's both my professional goals and my professional inspiration, and also my private, personal inspiration and goals. I'll see more like a direction. It's not like an end destination. It's more like a direction, a way of living, a way of being.
Yeah.
Remembrance, because sometimes there are so many things outside us that want to take our energy. The news, the media, the colleagues, the banks, the politicians, the everything wants to take something from us. So it's important for
Or
us
all
to,
the thoughts that are running
yeah, that's all our
in our
thoughts, all,
as the
all our
branches. Yeah.
yeah disturbances, or email, or phones, or the news, the TV, everything tries to take our energy away from us. So it's important to to take it back, take your power back, search inwards, and have help from this, that you have decided what's important for you, not what everybody else means that is important for you, because other people, they are just concerned about themselves. They're doing it for themselves, but this is for me.
Yeah. And yeah, so you have this painting now for about a year. What would you say? How does it feel to have it hanging in the office? And why should anyone want to have a painting of their goal, sort of?
I think that's twofold, Elizabeth, at least. The one thing is actually the process of creating it, because the
Yeah.
process in itself is actually very helpful to crystallize your goals, your intentions, your desired future, your direction. Because to be honest, most people don't have a crystal clear picture of where they want to go. All science says is like 1, 2, 3, 4% of the population has goals, directions. Most others, they have more like things they want, but that's not the same as a intention or a crystal clear goal. So I would say that's for the first part, not to offend you that I painted this, because that's important. But the first part, I think, start the process, and that's very important for a lot of people and companies to really be able to put in words and put in images the things they want to create and the desired result in the future. And that starts or thinking both the conscious and subconscious mind, and it starts this process to be more clear.
Yeah.
To be
I agree with you also.
Yeah.
I agree with you. It's very important, and I think it's if we're not intentional about where we're going, then how do we know where we're going? Like you said also with the car, if you sit in the car, you don't have a GPS and you have no picture of where you want to go. You can have the nicest car in your driveway, but if you don't know where you're going, you're not getting there, right? Or you might end up anywhere.
Yeah. And you might end up a place where you don't want to go. That's the most important. People are not heading in the direction where their desire, their inspiration, their happiness is. They're going in the wrong direction.
So it is very important actually to take time to think about this. Where do we want to go, and what is our intention, right? What is important to us? What are the values that are important to us, right?
So that's
all of this
can be reflected. First and the important part in the beginning of this process is actually this. When you're doing this with a group of people, if you do this for a company, it will start expanding their minds. It will start expanding their thoughts. It will expanding their beliefs of what's possible. It will start expanding their consciousness, awareness of where they want to go. So I think this is powerful for everybody. I think all people in the world should actually sit down and do this work for themselves.
Yeah, and I think then also you come with more ideas, right? Because one person bounces off another, and then you might come up with something even better than what you had maybe thought of before. Yeah.
So that was the first part, and the second part is, of course, to get this remembrance all the time. So when you see it, you kind of step back to the time, to the process when you actually did this. So you get a remembrance, you get
reminder.
Sorry, yes, you get a reminder, and you see it, and if you do this correctly, when I took this up, I just stood and watched it and just felt into this. So it's almost like I can step into the energy, the place where I am here with my family, with freedom and gratitude, thank you, and protection, and watching this. So it's almost like I can step into this now.
Yeah.
So I kind of change my state. I use them to change my state, remind myself, but to change my state. So I am in the state of, I'm already here. I'm already there. Oh, nice.
Yeah. And I think also when you first take the time to think about all these things, you should really have something to remind you of it, right? Because if it then becomes a PDF or an attachment to an email, it might be a little bit different than having a painting on your wall.
Something in your email on your computer has absolutely no value.
No.
We have to see them. We have to step into them. We have to be it and become it. And become it, we have to see it, because the word repetition is the mother of all skills. So this the reminder is repetition. Every time I see it, it's like a repetition, a reminder to myself, my conscious, my subconscious, my thoughts, my emotions, my view, my visuals, my everything about what's important for me. It helps me. So thank you.
And thank you also for joining me for this interview. Maybe also in the ending, maybe I would like to ask you, what are you working on now, Ole-Arvid? What are your next projects you're busy with?
Yeah, I've done sales coaching for a lot of years now, and sales is fun and it's important. But what I see now is that I create even um, more like, I will not say life coaching because that's stigmatized. But I created an event here in Norway with a partner called Life Resets. We've done one, and there we go much deeper. Exactly in this stuff, actually, to find your purpose, to find your values. Because if you don't know our true values, if you don't know our calling or our purpose, and to really search inwards and not outwards, it is hard, and the goals could be not the relevant for us. So I work on this to help people to get even deeper into their true self, I'll say, to find their true self, because we are 7.8 billion people with our own individual mind or individual consciousness. So I want to help people to actually find out more about who they are, what's relevant for them, and help them with the right tools to take away the blockages, the beliefs, the fear they have for going out there and create the things that they want. So my coaching is at a much deeper level than it was before. It's not only, it's still sales, but it's much more. It's more holistic, I would say, and deeper.
And of course, this is also very important in sales, to know where you're going, where you're coming from, and what you're doing, what your values are. So
that's the combination, and that's the beauty of this, because when you're if you're a leader, a manager, or you're a sales manager or a sales person, you still have great effect on these tips and these techniques, because everybody has this psychology is the same. It's just different content, it's just different feeling, but the techniques, the things are the same. So these principles, they are universal, and then they will help everybody. Yeah. So my calling, my purpose is to help people to increase their consciousness so they can create more of the things they want in their life.
Yeah, and almost anything is possible, right? If you know where you're going, then you can get there.
It is.
There is an abundance of things that you can do and create.
There are so many possibilities that is almost crazy. It is. But we can sometimes we can see them because of all the bullshit. Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think also what's helped me also a lot with working with you also is sometimes we also get in our own way, also through our own negative thinking, and actually that's just kind of meditating on everything we want and everything we don't want, rather than looking at all the things that we do want. So worries is often all of these thoughts about things that will not even happen, but they keep spinning in our mind. So but on a positive note, it's very good to turn this, to look at what you're, and I think that sums up also our goal, to look at what you want to create and where do you want to go and why,
Yeah. And we have talked about this a lot, Elisabeth. So we know it's just our ego that's afraid of things that's unknown to us. That's the ego's only task, is to keep us away from uncertainty, because it doesn't know if it will still be alive. The only thing the ego knows is the past. The ego doesn't know the future. The ego only knows the past, and what we have done so far has still kept us alive, right? But what we haven't experienced yet, the ego can't assure us that it will keep us alive. So the ego is hindering us all the time, and the ego is working through our thoughts about our limitations or worries. That's the thoughts from the ego, protecting us from doing something we haven't done before. The ego is a bit stupid, to be honest.
Yeah. It's good to understand it because it's there for a reason, but not to be limited by it, because then if you only stay in your comfort zone, then you will not go very far.
And you will
Sure.
have a boring life. Sorry, you will have a boring life. You will the life will just be a repetition, around and around and around and around, and you will end up at the same place as you started. No growth, no expansion, no boom feeling of increase. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So let's
Thank you.
round it up
You know
there.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah. We can
And
talk for hours.
yeah,
But,
thanks very much. And then, of course, for all the things you mentioned, people can also get in touch with you on LinkedIn and everything. Your profile is there, so it's just to send a direct message, right?
yeah, and thank you, Elizabeth. I think I'm so happy that you dare to trust yourself and start your own business and actually go for your passion. As I asked you
Oh,
before,
thank you.
what do you feel when you're in your passion? When you're doing what you love, what do you feel?
Yeah, I feel energized and like time doesn't exist, you know. So I think that's my goal also, to be able to inspire others to go after their dreams, and to visualize it and have direction, think about it, you know. Yeah,
Is it
which
a
I
good
think,
place to
like you
be?
said, so many people do not think about it.
Do you like it there? Do you enjoy to be there in your passion?
Yes. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. It's a beautiful place. It's the best place to
Yeah, for
be.
sure.
In our
Yeah.
passion, in our inspiration, where time and space disappears, is the best place to be.
Yeah, and to do those things that fire you up, I think is very important. You know, I think it's Gary Vee who said that you know, if you work full time in something you don't like, you know, you might stop one day, you might stop an hour early, you know, or you might take a bit more time off. Whereas the person who works in that thing that you really are passionate about will maybe work an hour more per day. So you lose those 2 hours you are behind every day, basically. So, of course, yeah, not to say that you should just quit whatever you're doing, but take those steps to go towards where you want to be. I think it's good.
I think this quote is very good. It's do what you love and love what you do.
Yeah.
Do what you
Also,
love and love what you do, because if we have to have money, right, so we can start having more love for what we are doing. When we understand why we are doing it and we create links, connections, neural connections with our tasks or job description,
yeah, description.
towards our values, towards our purpose, towards our goals. And this can
Yeah.
help create these new neural pathways.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's important also to love what you do. And that's also, yeah, also something that you can work on.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's very possible. It's just about increasing the consciousness.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you.
Okay, but going, so I think
Yeah.
now we will call this an end to this interview. But really, thank you so much, and thank you also for all your inspiration and time throughout the years. And yeah, I will end the interview here.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Talk to you later.
Talk to you. Bye. Let's see.
Bye.
Stop the recording.